Hey guys, it's me. I wanted to make a video or another video, but I wasn't quite sure on what to do, and I didn't really want to make another video like I did last time with like nothing going on, but parts and stuff. And I really hoped you all liked that video because it was really hard for me to put that video together. I'm not really sure what to talk about, but I'm gonna wing it. Just gonna talk about anything that comes to mind. The first thing that comes to mind is I'm hearing about this thing that's called cut for Bieber or something. I don't know. I guess they're cutting them. People are gonna cut themselves to stop him from smoking weed or whatever. I don't know. That sounds pretty messed up to me. And I understand, I've done that kind of thing before. Not for a celebrity, because I was really stressed out, and I wouldn't say I regret it, but I wouldn't say that I'm proud of it either, because that was a hard situation for me to go through, and it was hard for my mom, and it was hard for some friends of mine that had to deal with me, and who I don't want to say took care of me in that situation, but they helped me through the situation, and they had to do it a lot because I had a lot of problems that I just had to work through them, and they helped me do that. But this cut for Bieber thing doesn't sound right. I think that everybody looks at self-harm as I think they look at it as some kind of situation where you pull that and everybody around you stops what they're going to do, and they give you all the attention. You know what I'm saying? But what they don't understand is they think, okay, I do this and everybody's going to drop the situation and they're going to look at me. Or in this situation, they're going to look at everybody who's doing it. And they're not going to look at them as helpers. They're going to look at them as people who just wanted attention, and people who did it because they just did it to do it. They didn't there was no situation behind it. There was no stress. There was no nothing. These kids that are going to pull this are just kids who think that self-harm is something to joke about. And I've been through one of those situations where I've had to deal with people who thought self-harm was just some joke, and that people who do it are stupid and all this stuff. And a kid like me who has went through it, I learned a couple things that I didn't know when I started. Self-harm is nothing to joke about. You can get severely hurt from something like that. And I know everybody says, "Oh, how can you get hurt? All you're doing is cutting the skin and stuff." But no, there are veins underneath that skin. You slice the vein, you're done. Well, you're not done, but you could be severely hurt in that situation. You could be in the hospital for days and days and days. And I'm not sure how that works because I've never been there, but yeah. That's how I feel about that situation. I think it's just silly, and that people shouldn't do that. But there's a lot of things that I think are silly, and people aren't gonna stop doing them because that's them. In my health class, they like to make dumb jokes about things that come up in conversation, like obese people, self-harmers, suicidal kids, things like that. Anything that pops into their mind, they have to make a comment about. But something, I sit there in that class and I listen to everything those people say, And honestly, everybody laughs at them, but I just sit there like, do you realize how intelligent that makes you sound? Like, it doesn't make you sound intelligent at all. Like, you sound really stupid, and you sound so ridiculous and so rude that if I were you, I'd go put a paper bag on my head and walk around school. That's just how I feel. And most people don't feel that way. Some people feel that if they're cracking jokes and everybody laughs, it's okay to joke about that stuff, and it's not. It's not okay to joke about that stuff. It's never okay to joke about that stuff. And I've had a friend of mine kill himself over people who were saying rude things to him, and he tried it many times. First couple times he didn't succeed, and the last time he tried, he succeeded. The last words out of his mouth was, "I'm sorry, Mom. I thought I'd live." Those were his last words. That was 3 years ago, and as you can see, I'm still not over it. He was a great inspiration to everybody, but I guess some people were just jealous, and they started with him and didn't realize that if they started with him, they'd finish him. It's sad when you have people like that in the world, and they push people too far, and ends up too far that they think is halfway when the kid they're goofing around with, or they say goofing around with, is halfway off the edge. I think the whole world needs to take a step back and look in the mirror and realize how we can fix this country. Because right now, the generation that I'm living in is disgraceful. And I'm 16. So imagine what it's going to be like when the kindergartners now are 16. I think that the way these kids are going, that World War III is just around the corner. Maybe that's just me. But this is about 8 minutes. I'm sorry if you're sitting here listening to me rant on and on and on about things. But I'm just saying, if anybody's watching this video who is like that, and who thinks, as long as I'm joking around with my buddies, and I'm not actually gonna kill myself, or I'm not actually gonna cut myself, as long as I'm not doing it, it's okay to joke around about it. But you have to take a step back and look in the mirror and realize that just because you're not doing it doesn't mean that anybody else in the class isn't. You need to realize that you have other friends, and you may be around people who aren't your friends, and they might be doing it. I just hope that everybody who's watching this video takes a step back and looks at themselves and fixes any rudeness that they have for things like that, because that's just how I feel. If you make jokes like that, you're not being funny. You are being rude and disgraceful. So on that note, I hope everybody had a great Christmas and a great New Year's, and realize that I'm kind of late for that, but still, I love you all, and anybody who's watching this video, I hope you good luck, and I hope that if you are having any issues like that, I hope that you can talk to people who you need to talk to, whether it be your best friend or an adult or whatever, but I want you to know that I love you all, even if I don't know you. I bet you're a great person. At least I hope so. Good night, and goodbye.